If you are accustomed to using, I've just scrolled down, so I'm staying on the same spreadsheet, but I have, I'm just a little bit farther down. If you're accustomed to using, Visual Basic or macros inside of Excel, you know that you have the power with those tools to program your own functions. And the language that Google Spreadsheets uses to enable you to program your own functions and indeed to do all sorts of other things, including creating visualizations, is JavaScript. So if you know a little bit of JavaScript, and I know a very little bit of JavaScript, you can write your own functions. And the way to do that is to click into the Tools area and then go to Scripts. And if you look at, if you click on Insert, it will take you to a gallery of scripts. And there are tons of these that have been created. You can see who created each individual one of them by individuals and by companies all across the internet. And a lot of them are really specific and esoteric, but they're definitely worth looking at if the specific thing you need Google Spreadsheets to do for you is not appear to be already accessible inside of the documentation. You can look at other people's scripts that they've created using JavaScripts. Or you can go to Tools, Scripts, and then Script Editor, and it will give you this very, very lightweight script editor, integrated development environment. And so the first function that it wants to create, just for proof of concept, I'm going to show you an extremely trivial function. I'm going to write a function called add1, and add1 will just add 1 to any argument that you pass it. And so if I just type in return x plus, plus 1, and then save my script. The function is called add1, but you can have multiple functions saved into the same script. I can close this window and then type in, a number, and then use the add1 function to add 1 to that number. Now, again, it's mildly embarrassing. I'm not so hot on JavaScript, so I can't, necessarily dazzle you, but for those of you who are JavaScript junkies, especially people who are web developers, it's really cool to know that you have the option inside of Google Spreadsheets to roll your own functions.
Well, now, if I could interrupt, we have some concern in the chat room regarding scripting and the danger of malicious scripts.
Right. Sure. Actually, I can't. So, for example, as with everything in the case in Google Apps, questions like this have slightly different applications depending on the context that you are dealing with. So I know with Google Sites, for example, if you have a piece of JavaScript of any sort and you want to insert it into a web page, it won't let you do it, basically, because it's a very secure sandbox and you can introduce dynamic content through through the gadgets, which we talked about last week. When you load a script from the script library inside of Google Spreadsheets, you do get a disclaimer saying that there is potential for abuse and that you are recognizing that you may be downloading software that hasn't been created by Google. And certainly if you would want to think very hard about that if you were trying to download scripts that were critical to whatever mission you're pursuing. In terms of the specific possibilities for what might malicious JavaScript be capable of doing in the context of a Google Spreadsheets document, that steps outside of my realm of expertise, but the opportunity is there for mischievousness. So think carefully about what you download from the script gallery.